Hi guys! So, super exciting. Golden Paint sent me some of their new pouring mediums to try out, so that's kind of exciting. So basically I'm going to move this over. They have a golden color pouring medium gloss and a golden color pouring medium matte, which I'm kind of super excited to try the matte because normally everything's with gloss. So we're gonna give these a whirl, and they sent me a few colors to try out, which is super awesome of them. So thank you so much, Golden. So we have like Persian blue hue, teal, yellow, red light, green gold, and then white. So we're going to mix some of these in with these, and I'm kind of excited to try this out. First off, I need popsicle sticks. So I should have grabbed some of those. And my torch. Okay. So, got my popsicle sticks. If you ever wanted to know, can I pour over a canvas? Let's say you did a pour and you didn't like it. Totally. So here's some canvases that I'm going to use that I wasn't too crazy about. I was trying different things out and stuff like that. So all I did was basically I let it dry completely and covered it with gesso. So gesso is just like a kind of like a white paint in a sense, but it gives a tooth that the paint can stick to. So these are just some small, I think they're 8x8s or 6x6s. Anyways, I'm going to redo them just like this one. So I just painted the gesso over top and I can reuse the canvas. So we are going to try, let's try the matte first because I'm super excited. They showed up and then they were a little bit frozen because here in Canada it's super cold. But I've let them thaw out completely, so it says, basically in here it says 100% acrylic medium for pouring acrylic colors with reduced crazing. Interesting. Good starting point says 10 parts color pouring medium to 1 part golden fluid acrylic color. So it says 10 parts of this to 1 part color is a good starting. So blends well with acrylic gels, mediums, other colors. Do not use as a varnish. Well, let's just give it a try. Normally I do 1-to-1, mix some silicone and water in. So what we're going to do is for the first one, we're going to try, I think this is the same. Yeah, it is. So I don't know what's exactly in them for product, but we're just going to try mixing with this and see what happens. And then we'll try experimenting while mixing different stuff. So I'm going to show you guys me mixing it. And they said that Golden told me that this would be coming out sometime this month in February here for their new pouring mediums. So that should be exciting. So let's give this a whirl. So they haven't come out in stores yet, but they will be coming out in stores. So good to know. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've shook it quite a bit. I'm just going to pour, they're saying 10-to-1. So if I put that much, and let's use this pretty teal color, and they all have lids, which, oh, look at that, the plastic came off. Oh no, I need to get the paint out. There we go. So the plastic separated. Okay, ooh, that's a pretty color though. I don't even mind it on my fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna mix, so 10-to-1. Whoop. Let's just try that much. And let's see how this goes. So Ooh, it's super liquidy, so that's kind of nice. So we might not have to add any water, like this is quite fluid. I'm wondering if there's like a silicone in here to get cells, but I'm not sure. It's just saying that this is color pouring medium. So adding more paint or pouring greater than thick increases, yada yada. I'm thinking I still have to put silicone in it, but I'm going to try this pour without silicone, and then we're going to do one with silicone. I'm going to put a little bit more paint because it's super liquidy, and they're saying that the more paint you add, obviously the thicker it is, so you want to get that nice consistency. So let's give that a whirl. Like, we get bubbles happening, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so of course we need a few more colors. So this is the matte, which is kind of cool. So let's pour that in there. Let's see. We'll go with some white. So I'm just gonna, oh man. This thing's stuck again. There we go. Let's just use the popsicle stick this time. I'll still get it on my fingers. Okay, so this time we're gonna mix up some white with it. I'm surprised at how fluid this matte color pouring medium is. It's interesting. It's very fluid, so the consistency is super liquidy. Because it doesn't really say anything about adding silicone. I'm going to put a bit more paint so it's a little bit more, a little thicker. But like, it's super thin and runny, so we'll see how this goes. So some white, and what other color? I usually like to do a dark with it. This Persian blue is really pretty. So let's add some of that. Well, we might as well use it up. So I only got some small samples, but that's okay. Let's just see what we got. So that is the golden pouring matte medium. Maybe I'll put it here so you can see it. And we're gonna put some Persian blue. So this is gonna be a pretty, you know how much I love blue. And the plastic did it again. There we go. Okay. Alright, because I like having a dark in with the light colors to give some contrast. Let's just pour a bunch of that. So you can kind of see even with me mixing it. Whoop! Uh-oh. Oh well. Now you can see how fluid it is, because you could see that just jumped right out of the cup and into the white. But we're going to end up pouring it in a cup anyways, doing a dirty cup flip. So, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some white first. So this is just the color pouring matte medium without any silicone. So let's see what happens. Some blue. Some dark blue. Bit more white. Bit more of this blue, teal. Super pretty. Okay. let's give this a whirl and see how that's gonna turn out. Alright, so I might zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna pull this down. Oop, up a little. Alright. Let's give this a try. See what happens. It says no silicone, just the color pouring matte medium. Whoa, so pretty. So, so pretty. I love those colors. Okay, let's give it a little torch. Bubbles are popping really good. Look at that. So we're getting some really tiny itty bitty cells in it. So I'm just going to do a bit of, whew, it is super liquidy. Ooh, that's pretty though. I want to bring that line of dark back. Look at that. That is super pretty. So not as many cells, you get a few, but I love those colors. We're just going to use the torch to pop a few more bubbles that I see. That is interesting. So that is just the color pouring medium. Now I think we should try adding some silicone in with it. Okay, so we're going to lift this up. You're just going to get the underside. That's the only thing, is it's super thin. Just fixing the corners a bit. Okay. So let's try it now. But I'm gonna put in some silicone. I'm gonna put silicone in all the colors, so I'm just gonna put one drop because I put silicone, it's super liquidy, so I'm thinking there's already a good amount of water in these. So I put one drop of silicone. I'm not really going to mix it in too much. I use the same cup. And let's just see what happens by adding a bit of silicone. And put that in there. This is going to be way bluer. I'm going to use up the rest of this white. Okay, we got cells forming in the cup already, so that's cool. Okay, so this time I added silicone. Just one drop of silicone to each of the colors. Okay, good. You can still see me. So, one drop of silicone to each of the colors. See what we get. Ooh, look at that deep blue. That is so pretty. I didn't add any water. This is just adding 1 drop of silicone to, so it's the golden acrylic paint and the color pouring medium matte. Oh, look at the silicones starting to react there. Ooh. When I heat it up, we got a lot of cells happening. Look at all those cells. So the torch is just to pop the silicone bubbles. I'm holding it up high from the paint. Look at those cells. Ooh, those are pretty. Those are really pretty cells. That's awesome. Okay, let's do a little bit of, you know what I'm going to do first? Because the corners are always the parts that give the worst. I'm going to just add some paint before I start tipping. But look at all the cells that are happening. That is awesome. Okay, let's just tip it. Ooh, these are pretty. Come back a bit. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. That is super pretty. I'm excited. Super, super pretty. I hardly even want a torch because I don't want, I like the nice big cells, but I'm gonna add a little bit of heat up here. Oh yeah, look at that. Maybe a little bit of heat in here. That is super pretty. Always the corners. So you can just pick it up, fix your corners. That's all I do. Wow, that is gorgeous. Look at those cells. Those are huge. So that worked really, really good. You can see a bubble right there. So I'm just going to pop that bubble. There we go. And there's like one right there. So that worked out really cool. I like it. So you do have to add silicone with the pouring medium and you'll get some really nice big cells. So that is the color. I'm excited to see how this matte is going to dry because it's a matte, not a gloss. So this is the gloss one. And this is the matte. So I think that's going to be really cool. Yeah, so you add the pouring medium and then look at how big those cells became. That's awesome. Still have to add the silicone, which is totally cool because but I'm going to let this one dry too. But I'm going to pull the other one back so you can see the difference. Let's just move all these paints. Make a big mess. Okay, so if I zoom out a bit, as usual, I'll probably get paint all over my camera. But look at that. There you guys go. So you can see this one has 1 drop of silicone. This one was just the pouring medium. So you get a lot of really pretty cells with the silicone. Okay, so that's super cool. Thank you, Golden, for sending that. I'm going to try this gloss one in a different video, test that one out. But for today, this one was the color pouring medium matte. So you add I would even say 1-to-1 ratio, really, because it would thicken it up a little bit. Because I think mine was more like 10-to-4 when I poured the paint in. But I think if you were to do 1-to-1 with this, because it's so thin, that it would be totally fine. And you don't have to add water. And all I did was a drop of silicone, and I got huge cells, which were really pretty. So let's try playing around with the a paint skin. So everybody's probably, some people wonder, what do I do with all the paint that falls over? You don't want to waste it, obviously. So I create paint skins that you can check out my other videos that can be used for a ton of different projects. Whee! So you can see how thin the pouring medium is. So I think if it was like a 1-to-1 ratio with paint to pouring medium, it would be totally fine. So for paint skins, I'm just going to bring all the paint together on the plastic. So I have plastic down, obviously. Just like so. Now, I'm not sure how many cells we're going to get. We might get a few. Oh, look at that big bubble. Pop. Because some of the stuff that was poured over before didn't have the silicone in it. So you can heat it. You just got to be really careful not to go over the edges, because obviously it's plastic. So you can turn down the heat. So you see that really cool one right there. So we are getting cells, because there's still silicone in some from the second one. Look at that. There's going to be some really cool paint skin. Nice blues with some nice darks in there. Some cells and not cells. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to let that dry. It takes a long time for paint skins to dry. But I think it's going to look pretty cool. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody. Don't forget to comment on the previous video with the moon's pours that I did, because that's the one for the 50,000 plus subscriber giveaway. So obviously I'm working on it, and I can't wait to do the draw coming up right away. I just wanted to give some people some time to comment, so that subscribe to my channel and comment, so that I can put you guys in the draw for a free giveaway painting, moon painting. And yeah, I'm going to do another video where I try out this color pouring gloss medium. I'm going to do 1-to-1 with that one, because I have a feeling it's the same consistency as this matte one. But this will be interesting how the matte dries and compared to the gloss. So, but thank you so much everyone for subscribing, watching my videos. Using my Amazon links in the description totally helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. I try to get back to every one of your comments. I greatly appreciate that, and please like and share everything. So thank you so much, and have fun creating, guys.